do you build a trucking business or trucking empire using business credit? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to dive into right now during today's training. During today's training, I'm going to teach you how to use business credit for trucking. We're going to talk about how to do all the things you need to do to be able to start and run your own trucking business. Even if you're an independent trucker, you're going to get value from this because almost all of the expenses of starting, building, and maintaining a trucking business, you can use business credit to be able to cover. But you have to know the formula, and that's exactly what I'm going to decode today. By the end of this training, you're going to know how business credit can help you launch, maintain, and grow a trucking business. And you're going to have the step-by-step blueprint to be able to make it happen. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So first of all, if you're talking about building and maintaining and growing a trucking business, you should know that business credit can cover upwards of 90% or more of the cost, expenses, and things that you need to be able to do that. So let's start from the beginning. For the beginning is that if you're building a trucking business, you're going to need trucks, at least one. Right? So there's multiple different types of financing out there for truckers with even average or below average credit. Now you want to keep in mind that a lot of these kind of truck loans you're able to get with little to no money down. So you're able to get business credit cards with a personal guarantee or without a personal guarantee to cover part of that down payment that you're going to need on those kind of loans. So normally if you're going to go out and get a trucking loan, you can get a trucking loan for as little as 10 to 20% down, right? But if you're getting one with 10 to 20% down, you're still going to need to cover that down payment. Well, business credit can help you cover that down payment, and business credit's also used to qualify you for that truck loan. So most companies out there that offer some kind of trucking loan, especially those kind of companies out there that actually are doing equipment financing for that purpose, they're using business credit to make the approval decision. They're making the decision to approve you based on business credit quality. So by building your business credit, it's a very, very important piece of the puzzle to being able to get approved for the truck loans you need to be able to buy the trucks. And the better your business credit is, the more it offsets any damage to your personal credit. The better your business credit is, the less money you need to come down with when it actually comes to getting the money you need to be able to purchase those new trucks. And that's the biggest expense you're going to have, right? We got to be able to purchase the trucks. So now we build the credit profile and score. Now we're able to get truck loans with little to no money down. We're even able to get business credit cards using business credit and then use it to cover that down payment. So it's possible for us to get in and get truck loans with really no money down because the money that's required, we're using business credit to actually pay. Now, the next thing is we need to actually grow our business. So if we got a trucking business, there's things we're going to need to be able to grow it. Like, so for example, I'm probably going to need some kind of office and maybe computers. We're going to need laptops for us to be on the road. There's a lot of things we're going to need on the road. And if we set up any kind of makeshift office, whether it be in a real location or in our home, we're still going to be able to need to be able to do all of the things and buy all the things we need to run that trucking business, especially electronics like computers. Well, business credit can cover all that. So about 30 to 60 days into the process, 1 to 2 months, you're able to get credit at Apple and Home Depot and Lowe's and credit at places like Staples, Office Depot, Costco, Sam's Club, right? You're also able to get credit at places like Best Buy. So that gives us all the stuff that we need to be able to stock our trucks for these trips. It gives us all the credit that we actually need to be able to buy our computers, to buy our sleeping gear, whatever it is that we need for our travel, we're able to actually use business credit to be able to buy. So it can be able to be used to set up the business and all those things that are needed to maintain the business as well. Now, another really important thing that business credit will do for you is that it will also get you fuel cards. And that's why business credit is probably more popular for people in the trucking industry than almost any other industry that's out there, because one of the biggest expenses you have in the trucking industry is fuel, like $600, $1,000, sometimes more, to be able to fill an actual fuel tank. Well, you don't want to use your own credit cards for that affect your personal credit or other credit cards. You want to use business credit cards for this. And business credit cards get us credit at like every major fuel station in the country. Doesn't care if it's Pilot Flying J or Exxon or Sunoco or Citgo. It doesn't matter. BP, Chevron, you get the idea. We can get business credit cards of $30,000 to $100,000 limits at every gas station across the country. So now we're able to pay for fuel. Now we're able to pay for vehicle repairs, for vehicle maintenance, which are the biggest expenses we have at a transportation company. So now we're able to use business credit to help us acquire the trucks, to actually launch the business, maintain the business, everything we need to travel with, the computers, the electronics. Now we're able to fuel the vehicle, repair the vehicles, maintain the vehicles, all using business credit. But there's one other secret thing that a lot of trucking companies don't even think about. Business credit helps you win more bids on contracts as well. So when you're out there bidding to get business, what you might not realize is a lot of those people you're bidding with, they're looking at business credit reports and scores to determine who they should actually hire for those jobs. We have multiple testimonials that speak to this. One of our clients, Christine, talks about this as well, that the minute she started to build her business credit, she started to get all of these additional contracts approved. She started to get all of this work because they were looking at her business credit profile and score. She didn't know they were. But when she established a good profile and score, she stood out above and beyond the rest of those people she was bidding against, and she started to get a lot more work as a result of it as well. Not to mention that business credit building also helps you qualify for more loans and more credit lines as well. So as you continue to grow the business, you want SBA loans, you want credit lines of $100,000 plus. Well, business credit's used by a lot of those lenders and credit issuers to determine if you should be approved, how much you should be approved for, and the rates and terms you're actually going to pay. So if we look at this whole picture, business credit is used to help us acquire the trucks. A business credit is used to help us launch the business, all the things we need to travel with to maintain the business, to be able to get the electronics that we need. Business credit is also used for the fuel, the repair, the maintenance of the vehicles. And business credit, by building it, also helps us get more loans, more credit lines, better types of financing, longer term financing. It even helps us get more customers as well, because business credit is ultimately our reputation. So if you want our step-by-step guide on building your business credit, you can grab it at creditsuite.com/EIN. At creditsuite.com/EIN, you can get my step-by-step business credit building guide. It's been downloaded over 1 million times. Sometimes it's called the Bible of Business Credit Building. And it tells you the vendors to start with, the exact steps to take to start building business credit. It tells you the types of credit you can get in every step. And if you follow the tips there, you're able to build your business credit from start to finish in like less than 6 months. A lot of our actual clients using our technology and our coaches are getting there to the end of the process in 4 months, getting a lot of credit along the way. So make sure you check it out at creditsuite.com/EIN. And if you got value from this training, make sure you smash the like button and make sure you subscribe as well. And then keep your eye out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your trucking business.